Hey, what's up, guys? Fit Tennis Guy here. So I want to address some of the RA rating debate. I saw some of you still commenting, the believing that RA rating is where it's at to protect your arm. There, it is a misconception. I'll tell you that right now. And then I'm gonna talk about so two ways that you can get hurt. The one is like missing the mass on the tennis racket that is not relevant to RA rating. And then the second thing is the mechanic side of things. No matter what racket you use, if you do it wrong, you can get tennis elbow. So I'm gonna cover those two big topics. Now, the first one, the RA rating thing is very confusing because there's a lot of information out there. But one way to look at it is this: if you have a very low RA rating racket, but if it's super light, think about that for a little bit. Because all the low RA rating rackets that you see in the market, they're really heavy. Heavy in a sense, close to 320 gram or above, meaning 10.6 or whatever above that. So you are kind of getting confused between the RA rating and heavy racket. When you use a heavier racket, there's a less chance that you can get tennis elbow, as long as it's balanced. Okay, if it's super head heavy, I mean, it could be a different story. So I want to argue that the other part that I want to mention is the RA rating. In my opinion, it adds more dwell time, like dwelling time. Here is the racket, right? Here's the ball. When the racket is very soft, there's a small, very micro time. The ball will stay on the string pad, and the uh, the softness of the frame will actually make the ball stay on the rack a little bit longer, which means it's gonna push your arm even longer time. That is a very, very like hundredth of seconds, very small time, but the more force stays on your arm, meaning your arm gets stressed more. Um, if if that makes sense. And so going back to really light racket, I mean, if they can make a really light racket with a super low RA rating, think about that. Imagine you're hitting like a tennis ball with a badminton racket. Now, badminton racket is very thin. It's probably half an inch thick or so. So my guess is their RA rating is going to be super low. But if you hit that tennis racket, badminton racket, and you hit a tennis ball, I don't think you're going to be able to hit it over the net, not first. To be able to hit it over the net, you have to muscle it, which means you have to grab it really hard and hit it almost like pushing reaction instead of snapping, just letting the racket do the work reaction. So imagine that. And that's how you get tennis up. I was actually watching a beginner like lesson. She's probably like 2.5 ish, and you can tell. I mean, the racket is heavy on her, so she's muscling through, and the coach wasn't really correcting her. And I was telling, yeah, if she keeps hitting like this, she's gonna get tennis elbow like me. And a lot of you talk about the bad technique. I have bad technique. That's why I have it, obviously. Um, so when you think about low RA rating, that is misconception, guys. That's why I think most of the YouTubers who are selling rackets online, they're wrong. And it's almost like a marketing gimmick, in my opinion. And I want to ignore that. I want you to ignore that if you have tennis elbow. Now, that goes with the same idea goes with the thicker frame too. Um, we just have this head racket, like something SI2 or something like that. The beam was like almost an inch thick, but it was again a super light racket. Now, because it was light, it was giving tennis elbow. If that thick racket was really heavy, it would not give the tennis elbow as long as you have the right technique. So technique set aside, just thinking about the weight and RA rating. The heavier weight, more mass, less shock on your arm, and the thinner racket, they have to make it heavier because you're not going to be able to make a light racket thin with a low RA. Nobody's going to hit with it. In fact, the Wilson Clash is one of them. Now, some people like that, but when I had tennis elbow, I used a 110-inch racket and the pretty loose strings. I remember it hurt my arm like nobody's business. It was like so bad. I couldn't hit more than 3 balls. So it's not about the branding of the Clash. It's not about the RA rating. It's not about the technology. It's just a basic physics. More mass, the less shock, more plow through effect, less taxing on your body. Okay, I'm gonna move over to the second point. Second point is the mechanical part. Now the mechanical part is where it doesn't matter what you use. You could get it. You could get tennis elbow if you have the wrong technique, like I do, like I still do. It's hard to fix it. In fact, a lot of you, my guess of whoever commenting, hey, you just need to improve your technique. My guess is that you guys are really good. I mean, you guys levels are probably, I'm guessing 4 or 5 and above, who typically have to have a good technique to be at that level. For you guys, follow through is very easy. You don't grab the racket as hard. So you can say that, but the reality is for 3-5 guy, maybe for a good day kind of guy like myself, fixing technique isn't something that it comes overnight. I'll have to take a lot of lessons. I'll have to repeat a lot of stuff and willing to lose a lot of matches for me to actually fix that issue. And so you probably understand that swing speed, that's kind of like equivalent to that. So less technique, meaning you have a less swing speed or swing path. So the better players have a bigger path with a relaxed arm. Less experienced players have a shoulder swing and quick turn. And that's how I get tennis elbow, right? And with the wrong technique, no matter what kind of racket you use, it wouldn't make the difference. In fact, I think potentially the lighter rackets will have more issue because you're not going to learn how to relax your arm and a racket do the work, or using the leg. If you have a lighter racket, you're not going to be able to do it. The lighter racket, high level players, some of you guys, when you hit weight less than 280 gram, you can't hit the way you hit. You have to muscle it in some fashion because racket doesn't have enough mass for you to generate the speed and power and spin. And even heavier rackets. Heavier racket is problem not when you hit it, but when you stop the swing. So lower technique players with a heavy racket, they're not going to be able to stop at certain level. So that's what happened to me to overhead, right? You hit a overhead and you don't have enough strength to stop right here on the bottom, and then your racket basically forces your wrist to go even more. So the mass is basically forcing your tennis, I forget the technical term of this side. This muscle is to stop this motion. This isn't, this muscle puts the power, right? And this muscle stops the reaction, stops the follow through. So better follow through means you don't have to tax this muscle. Bad follow through means you have to tax this muscle. And most players, recreational players, they have to use this muscle to stop. When the racket is too heavy, this is going to get overtaxed and then you get tennis elbow. So that's why I made a video earlier. The head heavy rackets are bad for tennis elbow because it's harder to stop, meaning more taxing on the tennis elbow side. It's easier to generate power, so you have less chance of getting golfer's elbow unless you did this pronation a lot, which so going before you hit the ball, pronation to the peak, you still need a golfer's elbow muscle to generate it. So with a heavy racket, you could get both. You could get from here to here, you get golfer's elbow. Here to here, you get tennis elbow. So, I mean, if you have a bad technique, you're screwed, guys. But my point is that with the wrong technique, no matter what kind of racket you have, it's not gonna work. So you gotta have both. The other way to say is you get tennis elbow by having the wrong racket, light racket, or unproportionately head heavy racket, or you have bad technique, and no matter what racket you have, it doesn't matter. So the RA rating doesn't really fall into anything. RA rating, in my opinion, it's just a material science. It doesn't really translate into tennis science, in my opinion. RA rating is just a marketing thing. Um, and there are other marketing things, in my opinion, on the string side too, but that's whole other subject. The ball as well. So I'll just touch on that a little bit. Maybe I'll make a separate video about the tennis balls. The day when I got the tennis elbow, the ball felt really, really heavy. That was the problem. It felt like a rock. It was a pen ball. I want to say it was gosh, it was at the Tualatin Hills Racket Center here in Portland, Oregon. It was like the whatever ball they use. That's my guess because whenever I play there, players bring those up, meaning maybe they buy them there. It was one of those like a heavy duty pen or something like that. But the ball felt like double the weight. It could have been the moisture inside. It could have been the ball itself. It could have been the weather. But that's when I got it. And so when you have a heavier ball, you want to actually have a heavier racket. Do you follow me? So it's the ratio between the ball and the racket. When you use a super light ball in Las Vegas, high altitude, super hot, low moisture, you're not gonna feel as much. You could use a lighter racket probably and don't get tennis elbow without good technique. When you're hitting here in Northwest, Pacific Northwest during the winter time, high moisture, low temperature, heavy ball, meaning you need a heavier racket. You need to slow down your swing speed in order for that the racket to plow through that rock weight ball. I don't care what level you are. If you're hitting in Portland using light racket with a high tension poly, no matter how good your technique is, there's some chance that you could get tennis elbow. Because our Mitch, my buddy Mitch, he was a pro. His UTR was as high as 14, I think. Right now he's probably like 13ish, but he even had a golfer's elbow, and it's probably because of playing the Portland weather and overuse. So you can't really blame the technique on his golfer's elbow. It was more of overuse, probably heavy ball because he does complain about heavy balls here and there. So the ball alone can give arm issue no matter what RA ring, no matter what racket tension, I don't care. You can get it. So that's, I think, a whole other. I have to think about it more in you know fit like the physics idea. I need to kind of do more thinking about it. But as you can see, I'm not a scientific guy. I'm more of a um, mechanically sort of like I can see well for some reason, and because I had tennis elbow, I can feel it now. By the way, I'm almost fixed. I've been hitting probably hour and a half, about 3 times in the last 2 weeks. Um, it's like 90% gone, I think. So right now, what's helping me is a heavy racket. I'm using Pure Aero with a poly at 47 pound. I know what you're gonna say. Don't use poly, dude. Don't use it. But I get it. But it's the heavy racket with lower tension. I'm addicted to spin, so I have to use a poly. I can't use a multi-filament. I just can't. It both flies out. So that's where it's at. Um, so yeah, feel free to add more comment, but um, RA rating, you can ignore that. I would ignore that. I'm ignoring it. Yeah. So thanks for watching. Hit the like button and subscribe and tell me more if I'm wrong. But yeah. I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.